Pope Footemouth has once again stirred up the hornet's nest as the Middle East by bashing the Islamic faith. He has then come out as saying that he didn't mean it when he said the teachings of Muhammad were evil and inhuman. Kind of like how I don't mean it when I call the Pope a dumbass. In actuality, I mean he's a stand-up, no, he's just a dumbass. I am glad to say, however, that the Islamic community has reacted with great poise, showing that their faith is not evil and violent by holding angry rallies and firebombing several churches. This may seem a little extreme, but as one onlooker pointed out, at least they didn't fly any planes into the Vatican. Yet. Now, with tensions rising in the Middle East, the question of whether or not we should stay in Afghanistan seems kind of important. With most of the Taliban leaders in Pakistan, the only thing we really seem to be doing is destroying their population. However, coalition forces are quick to point out that a country without a population can't support the terrorists. Because when you get right down to it, anybody could be a terrorist, so the only way to win this so-called war on terror is to wipe out the human race. Call me a purist. Well, technically that's not true. George Bush is quick to point out that it's only people that disagree with his policies that are the terrorists, so we don't have to wipe out everybody with morals or a consistent set of values. Which would leave the Conservative Party. Shit, that'd be a scary world, wouldn't it? Where the only way the human race can survive is if Harper and Tony Clement somehow managed to mate. Fucking creepy. Well, a lot of people seem to think that Prime Minister Stephen Harper is a bad Prime Minister, but I think they're wrong. I think he's a bad human being. That's why, even though most people are upset when he didn't show up for the AIDS conference, I'm kind of glad he didn't. I mean, could you imagine what he'd say if he did? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today to talk to you about AIDS, or as I like to call it, queeritis. I'm just joking, of course. Everybody knows that AIDS is in fact the cure for queeritis. He just wouldn't have been that sympathetic as a speaker. I don't know about Harper. He just creeps me out. Maybe it's because every time I see him, I picture him sitting on a throne of skulls, opening back his lizard lips and popping back babies like they're Doritos. The blood just dripping down his face and hitting the floor with the screaming echo of 1,000 shattered dreams, staring at me with those eyes. Those horrible, inhuman eyes. But the reason I keep picturing George Bush when I look at Harper is because they keep sounding so similar. Say the course, support our troops. Now call me a pinko commie terrorist, but I always thought I'd support our troops more if we had them die for a cause a little greater than kill the Muslims and take their shit. And as for Stay the Course, that's about the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You know what stayed the course? The Titanic. And it didn't turn out that well. Now, I'm a little sick of these neoconservative slogans, so I've come up with one of my own, and you're welcome to use it if you like. When someone tells you to stay the course or support the troops, tell them to go fuck themselves. Thank you, I'm Thomas Curtis. Next comment.